Hey guys, I want to start off by apologizing that I haven't made a video in a long time, and by the fact that I am currently using my iPhone to film this again instead of my laptop because I left my laptop in my friend's truck. So, I'm sorry for that. As you can probably tell, I'm back at school. I'm in my summer dorm, and I'll give you a tour of that later, and I'll make a more of an update-ish video at some point, hopefully soon. But right now, I just wanted to talk about what happened in Orlando a few days ago, about a week ago, getting close to a week ago, because yeah, it's something that has affected a lot of people, including myself. So yeah, let's talk about that for a while, you know? Talking about stuff is good. So, I'm just gonna talk. This wasn't really planned out. I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. So, you probably already know what happened, but if you didn't, basically there was a huge massacre at, a gay bar called The Pulse in Orlando, last weekend. And a gunman came in and ended up killing like 49 or 50 people and more injured. But yeah, that's what happened. And some people are trying to argue, you know, that it's not like a hate crime, but against LGBT people, but it totally is. I mean, how else? It totally is. Like, it's someone that killed 50 people at a gay bar during LGBT Pride Month. That, I don't think that's just a coincidence there. But, yeah. So, when it first happened, I honestly did not feel that affected by it, and I feel terrible saying that, but I had so much going on in my own head. My anxiety for those few days was really bad, and I was kind of in a depressive mood, so it really just didn't affect me right away. I just kind of looked at it and thought, oh, that's sad, but I didn't really feel much for it. It wasn't until a few days later, I think on Monday night, when my mood came back up. I got my anxiety a little bit under control, and that's when I started really thinking about it, and it really started affecting me. And this is such an understatement, and I wish I had a better way to word this, but it just made me feel sad. Really, really sad and devastated that this kind of thing would happen. And it made me really upset because it kept reminding me of this conversation I had with a person that I'm really close to a few weeks ago. And if that person is watching this, and you know it's you, I don't mean to be putting you down, or I'm not angry at you or anything. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying my thoughts. But I was hanging out with someone that I knew, and he was kind of like asking me about what clubs and stuff I was involved in at school, and I explained some of the stuff I was doing, and he basically responded with, well, that's at least better than the dumb LGBT crap you're involved with. Like, it doesn't matter. And I remember feeling so devastated at that moment because it was a huge thing to me, and I didn't know if I wanted to like break down crying or yell, but I was pretty much quiet for the rest of the time until I got back home, and I broke down crying because I don't know if he knows or not that I identify myself as bisexual, attracted to both men and women, so I am part of the LGBT community, and I'm also a strong supporter for anyone else that identifies within that community. And it just made me cry, and for a while I thought, you know, maybe he's right, maybe it doesn't really matter, maybe I'm making too much of a big deal out of stuff, like, just let it go. But then this happened. This reminds me of that conversation, because to me, this is why it does matter. This is why raising awareness matters. This is why educating people about the LGBT community matters. This is why fighting for equality matters for them, because some person was homophobic and full of hate and didn't understand this community, so he killed them. He killed 50 people. 50 people's lives were lost because someone had so much hatred towards them, or towards that specific group. And now they're dead. And that's not to mention their families and their friends that are affected by it and miss their loved ones terribly, who probably don't even know what to do with themselves, and now they have to learn how to go on with the rest of their lives without that person or those people in their lives to be there. And it's terrible. So way more than just 50 people are affected. Their friends and their families are affected. And honestly, people all over, even if they had no individual connections to those people, like in my case, are just so affected, because it makes you almost not feel safe to come out or to let people know who you truly are. And a lot of people are already scared enough, and then something like this happens, and it's terrible. There's no words. I just feel so incredibly sad. Yeah. I'm sorry. But yeah, that is why, to me, LGBT stuff matters so much, because we are people too, and we need people to understand us and accept us for who we are. We can't be living in fear of other things like this happening again. This is an extreme example of homophobia and hatred, and it needs to stop. And this is why I am going to keep fighting for equality and to educate other people. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep fighting and see where it takes us. Big thing I also take away from what happened, and I was having a conversation with one of my close friends about this through text a few days ago, so if you're watching this, you also know who you are. But I really take away that life is too short, that you should always make sure to tell people that you love them and that you care about them, even if you're arguing, and even if you're really upset with them. Always make sure that you let them know how much they mean to you, because you never know when it's going to be the last time you see someone. You never know when it's going to be too late, and you don't want to end up in a situation where it's too late to take back something you said or to add something else. You don't want to be in that situation. And they also take away that, life is too short for a bunch of other things. Life is, you never know when your time's up, and you never know when something's going to happen to you or someone else. So life is too short to, hide who you are from people, whether that's because you are bi or gay or whatever, or you're a certain religion, or you have a certain interest, or whatever. Life is too short to not be yourself and openly be yourself around other people. Learn to express that. And life is too short to not go out and do the things that you want to do, and life is too short to not take care of yourself, both mentally and physically, emotionally. Take care of yourself, get stuff under control, make sure you're healthy so you can live the best life possible. Life is too short to not forgive people. Life is too short to hold grudges against people, because you never know when it's too late to apologize to somebody. And life is too short to live it full of hatred. You really do just gotta be as much of a loving person as you can, and it comes easier to some people than others, but you really gotta try, and you really gotta make the most of your life, and always try to be the best person that you can be. Don't worry about being perfect, because no one's perfect, no one's ever going to be perfect. Just try to be the best version of you that's possible, and keep fighting. And even though something terrible like this happened, you can't live in fear. You gotta keep going, you gotta keep fighting, and you gotta keep loving. And yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that event. Feel free to comment how you're feeling. If you're really struggling with stuff, get help. I know I've been struggling a lot with my own problems, and you know, what happened has really brought me down a lot this past week. But yeah, just gotta keep going. And yeah, I'll be back with another video hopefully soon, maybe tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.